Shriyutapadakamlam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasa Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So we were discussing special contribution of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We have not yet reached Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in our last session, we were discussing about Shankaracharya. So after Shankaracharya, these Ramanujacharya and Madhvacharya, they appeared. And of course there can be a lot of discussion on their contribution, but I would like to focus on two points. How they established personal form of the Lord. Transcendental personalism. And secondly, they established Pancharatras as the authentic scriptures. So, Mayavad impersonal was condemned, refuted by them, especially Madhvacharya. So it was his life's mission to do Mayavad Khandan. So in this way, personal form of the Lord is spiritual, transcendental. That was established. So previously, the main point in Mayavad is that, what is Mayavad? Form of the Lord is material. Or when Lord appears here, so he assumes a form which is made up of material elements. That is Mayavad. Means basically, a form of the Lord is made up of Maya. That is. This is, we can see in Bhagavad Gita, Avyaktam Vyaktim Apanna Mannite Mama Buddhayaha. I was Avyakta before and now I have become Vyakta. So Mayavadi generally they say that Parabrahma is impersonal and Parabrahma is Nirguna Brahma. So no form, no qualities, no attributes, anything. So no variety, variegatedness. And that Nirguna Brahma becomes Saguna Brahma. He assumes form. So now, whatever we are worshipping, any of the form, whether it is Durga, Shiva, Ganesha, or Vishnu, Rama, Narsimha, Vara, they are all Saguna Brahma. And originally they were Nirguna Brahma, like that. They say. So that is Mayavad. Then Vaishnava Acharyas, they explain Nirguna means it is not that he doesn't have any qualities. he doesn't have material qualities. That ni suffix before, that doesn't negate gunas actually. So that means he doesn't have material qualities. So especially Madhvacharya, you need established. And another thing is Pancharatras as authentic scriptures. So this is very important. Why? Because everyone got opportunity to worship the Lord. Even Shudras, women, deity worship. Tell him to stop it, Tell him to come and sit here, actually. You just tell him to. He puts in the. So Pancharatras, actually they started even from the time of Yamunacharya, even prior to Ramanujacharya. Yamunacharya wrote one book on what is it, Agama Pramana, something like that. Yeah, Agama Pramana. So Yamunacharya, who is even prior to Ramanujacharya. Then Ramanujacharya, he expressed desire. Later Vedanta Desika wrote Agama Pancharatra Raksha or Agama Raksha. What is that? Tantra Raksha, one of the. That book is there in my library. So he wrote. Madhvacharya wrote Smrityartha Sara, something like that. There is a book by Madhvacharya. So that is on Pancharatras. So there are many things in Pancharatra. One is Pancharatra also explains many forms of the Lord. So forms of the Lord means Saraswati Thakur in his commentary on Chaitanya Charitamrita, which Srila Prabhupada incorporated in his own English commentary on Chaitanya Charitamrita. So generally Mayavadi, Shankaracharya and all, why devotees want so many forms of the Lord to worship? Why one form is not enough for what? So basically to negate that there are varieties of forms of the Lord. So more and more Mayavadi's tendency to make everything null, void or impersonal. So they challenge the Pancharatric concept. So Pancharatras also speak about varieties of the forms of the Lord, like all this Chaturyuga and all these things are discussed in Pancharatras. So in this way, this was some of the important contributions of the Vaishnava Acharyas. So then afterwards we come to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now we had an overview of, or whatever, some glimpse of contributions of Vaishnava Acharyas or Vaishnava Acharyas and others also previously. So now, before going to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's special contribution, how we can understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's special contribution. So basically it is revealed by Rupa Goswami. Generally we understand in Parampara through Prabhupada and Parampara Acharyas. But ultimately it is revealed by Srila Rupa Goswami. So for Rupa Goswami, what is the pranama mantra we generally recite? Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam. He came to establish the innermost heart's desire of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale, in this world. Of course, many times in his books, if you see, Rupa Goswami, he gives credit to Sanatana Goswami. In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, we read, at least I know of from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. But you may find that in other. Practically he considered him as his spiritual master. Sanatana Goswami as his spiritual master. In Mangalacharana of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu also, he dedicates one verse for him. At the end of the first part of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, that is what? Purva Vibhaga of the ocean. So he says all these things are given in Bhagavatamrita. I am summarizing them here like that, he says. So basically from Brahad Bhagavatamrita. That can be even general respect for his elder brother. Culture of respect was great. We can understand it like that also. Now in this present society there is no culture of respect. On this point I thought on yesterday day before yesterday I was contemplating on this point of culture of respect. Why that topic came to my mind was because some ongoing controversy, which is perennial controversy within ISKCON, that perennial controversy. Guru should be respected as good as God. Many times what happens, such respect is it becomes a misplaced respect. Why? Because sometimes gurus fall down and then disciple's life is devastated because he respects. So I contemplated on that point that why in ISKCON we are teaching only to respect. We don't have any training other than in the culture of respect. If you see, we are trained to respect only God, only Guru. So all that sense of respect only is only it is disposed on, what you can say, only it is placed in Guru. Although Guru is very important in our life, and no doubt in that, and he should be respected as good as, but we don't have any other sense of respect. neither for elders, parents or elderly. So many others we are supposed to respect. So we are degraded Varna Sankara Naradama. So then when we are taught only to respect Guru, so then what happens is we are trained in that, no doubt, that's good. So but then it ends up in mess. If we want if we want to know this culture as respect, we can read it from Srila Prabhupada's books and all, but particularly there is, which I liked a lot, there is a letter of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur to the king of Tripura. The amount of respect. You have taken that book from my library? No. Thoda suna. Mind runs. That Surya Siddhanta book you have taken? No. Anyway, that was quoted there, that letter of. You have read it anywhere else? That letter quoted somewhere else? It seems it is quoted in first volume of, or it is just mentioned or something. Anyway, the point is that so Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, his letter to, we can see that amount of respect he is giving to king is tremendous. It is. So in this way we see the culture of respect. Anyway, that can be Rupa Goswami's can be interpreted like that. Rupa Goswami's expression of respect, because it is concluded that he is the Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale. He has appeared to. So where we come to know this point? Anyone? That Rupa Goswami is the one who revealed. Nectar of Instruction Preface. We see in Chaitanya Leela that so in Antya Leela of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, first chapter, the title itself is Rupa Goswami's second meeting with the Lord. First meeting. Actually, it is a second meeting after he left home. It should be right. First meeting happened in Ramkeli. They were still in their whatever social political positions. And second meeting was in Prayag. So this is second Rupa Goswami's literally, if a third meeting it should be, but this is second meeting after he left home, basically. Then so basically Rupa Goswami, he came to Jagannath Puri. Then he attended Jagannath Ratha Yatra. This was first Ratha Yatra after Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned from Vrindavan. Generally, it would take many years, right? We know that some 3 years it took for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to reach Vrindavan and come back to Jagannath Puri. Of course, on the way they will stay at different places. Like he stayed 2 months in Varanasi. That was actually it was a time of Chaturmasya. Generally, in 2 months. Nowadays, this has in South India, I am observing that they observe Chaturmasya just for 2 months. What is that in between that? Kshaura Utsava, what do they say? Kshaur. That shaving. 2 months they don't shave, and in the middle, after 2 months of shaving festival, they observe, celebrate saving festival. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not wait for that festival. He just left Varanasi from there. So then he returned back to Jagannath Puri. So in this way, we see that that was the first Ratha Yatra when he came back, and he was murmuring. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to murmur some verses from different sources, and it is described that how Swarup Damodar Goswami understood it, and he kept to himself. And Rupa Goswami also, he understood. And although he did not write down, he composed a verse based on that, based on what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had recited. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to daily come to Rupa Goswami, stayed at the place of Haridas Thakur, that means Siddha Bakul. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would come every day in the afternoon to meet them. He would give them Jagannath Prasadam also. And one day it so happened that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, Rupa Goswami had composed this verse, and he had sticked it to the on the top of his whatever, some kind of staying residential place, maybe some kutir, thatched hut it must be, mostly in those days. And then when Mahaprabhu saw it, he became very happy. Then he invited all the devotees and appreciated Rupa Goswami. So in that way, we understand that how, and he encouraged everyone to bless him, that in the future that he will do such great service. So we see here that is first chapter in the Antya Leela. Ratha Yatraya Jagannatha Darshana Karila Ratha Agre Prabhura Nritya Kirtana Dekila. So this is about Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami saw Ratha Yatra, and in front of Ratha, Mahaprabhu's Ratha Agre Prabhura Nritya Kirtana Dekila. In front of Ratha, he saw dancing and singing of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prabhura Nritya Shloka Shuni Shri Rupa Gosai Se Shlokhartalaya Shloka Kharila Tathai. Prabhura Nritya Shloka Shuni Rupa Gosai Se Shlokartalaya Shloka Kharila Tathai. So Tathai means on the spot. Prabhura Nritya Shloka Shuni. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, while dancing, he uttered some verse. Rupa Goswami heard that. Shri Shlokartha Laya. So, taking the essence of that verse, he composed another verse on the spot. पूर्वे से ही सब कथा खरियाची वर्णना तथापि कहिए किचु संक्षेपे कथना. These things I have described previously. I will now add briefly something more. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. In the beginning of Madhya Leela, he had discussed this. सामान्य एक श्लोक प्रभु पढ़े न कीर्तने के न श्लोक पढ़े यह केह नहीं जाने. So samanya एक श्लोक प्रभु. So generally he would, samanya means generally he would recite some verses, but no one would understand it, what it is. I'll come to this point later. सब एक स्वरूप गोसाई श्लोकेर अर्थ जाने श्लोकानुरूप पद प्रभु के कराना आस्वादने. Then Swarupa Goswami would understand the meaning of that, and accordingly slokanurupa, accordingly he would Prabhu karana aswadane, he would recite more verses, and in that way make Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to relish that mellow or mood, bhava. Rupa Goswami Prabhura janiya abhipraya sei arte shloka kaila Prabhure ye bhaya. So Rupa Goswami also could understand. No one understood except Swarup Damodar Goswami, but Rupa Goswami, however, Sei Artha Shloka Kaila. So Shlei Artha Shloka he did. So generally this kind of verses are called as Karikas. Karika means explanatory verses of some other verse. Now there is Krishna Varnam Tisha Krishnam verse is there. So they will compose another similar verse explaining the meaning of that verse. That is, they are called as Karikas. So this is something like Karika. So these are Karikas. So what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gives the meaning, verse here. Yaha kaumara harasaye vahi varasta eva chaitra kshapas. Te chon milita malati. From where this dog is coming. So many disturbances. Phone, grinder, dog. यह कौमार हरसये वही वरास्त तायेव चैत्रक्षपास्तेछोन्मिलितमालति सौरभा य प्रौढः कदम्बानिलाः स चैवास्मि तथापि तत्र सुरतव्यापारलीलाविदौ रेवा रोदसी वेतसी तरुतले चेतः समुत्कण्ठते. So Prabhupada translation, that very transcendental, very personality who stole my heart during my youth is now again my master. These are the same moonlit nights of the month of Chaitra. Chaitra. The same fragrance of Malati flowers is there. And the same sweet breezes are blowing from the Kadamba forest. In our intimate relationship, I am also the same lover, yet still my mind is not happy here. I am eager to go back to that place on the bank of the Reva under the Vetasi tree. That is my desire. Reva is still there? River? Where it is? Must be in Kashmir, because this author is. This is the verse recited by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One line purport. This verse is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited this. Actually, this is from Kavya Prakasha by Mammata. So Mammata is a Kashmiri Brahmin Pandit. He wrote one Kavya called Kavya Prakasha in maybe 12th century, 13th century. This is still studied, very popular in Kavya department in the universities, Sanskrit Kavya department. So this verse was recited by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What is there to understand in this verse? Why no one could understand? It's not that they didn't understand the meaning of this verse. Shlokartha, again and again, artha word comes here in the, as we read in our previous verses. Right? We सब एक स्वरूप गोसाई श्लोक अर्थ जाने श्लोक रूप पद प्रभु के करानास्वादने रूप गोसाई प्रभु रजानिया अभिप्राय से अर्थे श्लोक कैल प्रभु ये भाई. So in this way, in the previous verses we saw that artha. What is there to understand the meaning of this verse? Everyone knows this verse. Means at least those days. Nowadays we don't know Sanskrit. In those days, everyone knew the meaning of these verses. Everyone means at least among Chaitanya Mahaprabhu circles, all learned scholars would be there. May not be all common people who come to Ratha Yatra there. But the purpose behind this, why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited this verse, no one could understand that one, except Swarup Damodar Goswami, and of course later later Rupa Goswami. So taking the meaning of this verse, how this verse gives hint about the significance of Ratha Yatra festival, or catches the mood of Ratha Yatra festival. That pastime which happened in Kurukshetra. So gopis met Krishna after a long time in Kurukshetra. So, so catching that meaning, Rupa Goswami composed his own verse. Priyasoham Krishna Sahachari Kurukshetra Militas Tataham Saradha Tadidam Ubayoho Sangamasukam Tatapyantakelan Madhura Murali Panchamajushe Mano Me Kalindi Pulina Vipina Yasprahayati. My dear friend, now I have met my very old and dear friend Krishna on this field of Kurukshetra. I am the same Radharani and now we are meeting together. It is very pleasant, but I would still like to go to the bank of Yamuna beneath the trees of forest there. I wish to hear the vibration of his sweet flute playing the fifth note within that forest of Vrindavan. This is a verse composed by Srila Rupa Goswami. It is concluded in the Padyavali, an anthology. So later he included this in Padyavali, last verse of Padyavali. So Rupa Goswami, Thala Patre Shloka Liki Chalete Rakila Samudra Snana Kharibare Rupa Gosai Gela. Writing that, he left it on the Chalete, it's on the thatched roof of his hut, and went to take bath in the ocean. Hena Kale Prabhu Aila Tahare Milite Chale Shloka Deki Prabhu Lagile Padite. So in the meantime, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came there and he started reading that verse. Shloka Padi Prabhu Shuke Premavishta Haila Hena Kale Rupa Goswami Snana Kari Aila. So after reading Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was overwhelmed by loving ecstasy. And in the meantime, Rupa Goswami also came back there. Prabhu Deki Dandavata Prangane Padila Prabhu Tanre Chapada Mari Kahite Lagila. So by seeing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he offered his obeisances. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu slapped him on his face mildly with love. Prabhupada, he translates it like that. The Lord slapped him mildly in love and spoke as follows. Although verse doesn't say, but it is understood. Guda mora hradaya tui janina kemane etakahi rupe kaila trada alingane. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke. What he spoke? Guda mora hradaya. How you could understand the secret of my Guda means secret or confidential. So how you could understand the secret of my heart? Guda mora hradaya thui janila kemane. By saying this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced Rupa Goswami strongly. Drada alingane, Khaila drada alingane. Sei shlokalaya Prabhu swarupe dekaila swarupe ra pariksha lagi tahare puchila. So forget about others coming to Swarupa Damodar Goswami. Others have to pass through him. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu still confirms with Swarupa Damodar Goswami. Here you see Shloka Laya Prabhu Swarupe Dikaila. He showed it to Swarupa Damodar Goswami. And Swarupera Pariksha Lagi, for the sake of examination by Swarupa. Tahare Puchila. You can imagine. Mora antara varta rupa janila ke mane swarupa kahe jani kripa khariya che apane. More antaravarta. How he can understand my inner feelings. Literally, varta means you can, intentions. Here it is translated. More antaravarta. Rupa janila khemane. How he could understand, how he knew. So then Swarup Damodar Goswami replied, Jani, I understand that you have showed mercy, bestowed your causeless mercy upon him. Anyata ye arthakara nahi haya jnana tumi purve kripa kaila khari anuman. So otherwise how this meaning could be understood? In the past you have, I guess that you have bestowed your mercy on him. Prabhu kahe ho amaya prayage milila yogya patra jani haya mora krapata haila. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that, he had met me previously in Prayag, and understanding that he is qualified, eligible, I bestowed my mercy on him. Tabe shakti sanchariyami khailonu padesha tumiha kahiyo iha rasera vishesha. So that time I had what you say, sanchari. I transposed, what you say, transmitted my potency to him. Now you teach him about Rasera Vishesha, particular information about transcendental mellows, Rasa Tattva, Rasa Vichara, to him. Swarup Damodar, he is telling to Swarup Damodar Goswami. Regarding this transmitting his energy, empowering him with energy, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in the 19th chapter of Madhya Leela, because 19th chapter of Madhya Leela is Rupa Siksha, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction that happened in Prayag, right? We all know that, the Shashwamedha Ghat. So there he starts, as we all know that every chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita begins with a special verse which encapsulates the entire theme of the chapter. So he composed that verse, and in that verse basically he gives example how in the beginning of creation Brahma was empowered by Lord Vishnu to create the universe or whatever, do creation, work of creation. Similarly, Rupa Goswami was empowered to write transcendental literatures and reveal the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this world. So that is also here mentioned. Tabe Shakti Sanchari Ami Kailona Upadesh. Swarupa kahe ate yai shloka dekilun thumi kariya chakrapa taba hi janilun. So he says, yate yai shloka dekilun. As soon as I saw this verse, I could immediately understood that you have already bestowed your palena palakaranam anumiyate. Palena, by result. Palakaranam, the cause of the result. Anumiyate, one can guess. This is, I think, maybe from Nyaya Sutras. I think it is. Of course, this verse is from the doctrines of Nyaya or logic, like that it says. Prabhupada. There are a lot of books on Nyaya. In 12th or 13th century, Navya Nyaya also was developed. And Navadvip was the center of, for a long time it was the center of Nyaya. So people from all over the world, they would come and study Nyaya and go back from there. Basically, Mithila in Nepal now presently, this Navya Nyaya was developed. What is his name? Gangesh Upadhyay or something his name is, yes. Gangesh. It was developed, and Sarang Bhattacharya's father, I think, Vasudeva Bhattacharya. Vasudeva Sarvabhauma, what is his name? Or Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's name only is Vasudeva Sarvabhauma, something anyway I get. So he or his grandfather went and learnt it from there, and he initiated. Later so many other scholars came. Gadadhara Bhatta is one famous. His Gadadhariya is very famous, a book on logic. I don't know much about it, history, which Gadadhar he is. So, but he has contributed a lot. There are a lot of books written by him. So there were others also. They were more or less contemporaries of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or his immediate next generation in Navadvip, who have done a lot of books on Nyaya, which are studied now also. So seems like this is directly from Gautama's Nyaya. Palena palakaranam manumiyate Swargapaga hema mrunalini nam nana mrunalagra bhujo bhajamaha annanurupam thanurupa riddhim karyam nidanadhi gunanadite. The river Ganges flowing in the heavenly planets is full of golden lotus flowers, and we, the residents of those planets, eat the stems of the flowers. Thus we are very beautiful, more so than inhabitants of other planets. This is due to the law of cause and effect. For if one eats food in the mode of goodness, the mode of goodness increases the beauty of his body. From where is this verse? We don't know. Oh, Nala Naishadha. This verse is from Nala Naishadha 3.17. This is all contribution of Bhakti Siddhanta. So many things he quoted. Prabhupada incorporated. Understood the meaning, right? Basically justify that palena palakaranam anumiyate. This verse is quoted. Don't know about this book also. Nala Naishadha. So long purport is given here. One's bodily luster and beauty, one's constitution, one's activities, and one's qualities all depend on on the law of cause and effect. There are three qualities in material nature, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita 3.22. Karanam guna sangasya sadasadyoni janmas. One takes birth in a good or bad family according to his previous association with the qualities of material nature. Therefore, one seriously eager to achieve transcendental perfection, Krishna consciousness, must eat Krishna prasada. Such food is sattvic, or in material quality of goodness. But when offered to Krishna, it becomes transcendental. Our Krishna conscious movement distributes Krishna prasadam. Then those who eat such prasadam and those who eat such transcendental food are sure to become devotees of the Lord. This is very scientific matter, as stated in this verse from Nalanaishada. Karyam nidana diguna nadite. If in all his activities a person strictly adheres to mode of goodness, he will certainly develop his dormant Krishna and ultimately become a pure devotee of the Lord. Unfortunately, at present moment, the bodily constitutions of leaders of the society, especially government, are polluted, as described in Srimad Bhagavatam. Asamskritaha karyahina kriyahina rajasa tamasa vrataha prajaste bhakshayishanti mlecha rajanyarupina. So this is from Symptoms of Kali, first chapter, 12th canto, 40th verse. Such leaders have no chance to purify their eating. Politicians meet together and exchange good wishes by drinking liquor, which is so polluted and sinful that naturally drunkards and meat eaters develop a degraded mentality in mode of ignorance. The process of eating in different modes are explained in Bhagavad Gita, wherein it is stated that those who eat rice, wheat, vegetables, milk products, fruit and sugar are situated in the elevated quality of goodness. Therefore, if we want a happy and tranquil political situation, we must select leaders who eat Krishna prasadam. Otherwise, the leaders will eat meat, drink wine. Thus, they will be kritaha, unreformed, and kriyahina, devoid of spiritual behavior. In other words, they will be mlechas and yavanas, and men who are unclean in their habits. Through taxation, such men exploit citizens as much as possible, and in this way, they devour the citizens of the state instead of benefiting them. We therefore cannot expect a government to be efficient if it is headed by such unclean mlechas. Swargapaga hema mranalinam nana mranalagrabhujo bhajamaha annanurupam tanurupa riddham karyam nidana di gunan adite. So this is beauty secret of heavenly people. Members of the heavenly planets. And what they do? So they eat. They eat. No, particularly they are eating this stems of the flowers, lotus stems which grow in the Mandakini. The river Ganges flowing in heavenly planets is full of golden lotus flowers, and we, the residents of those planets, eat the stems of the flowers. Thus we are very beautiful, and more so than the inhabitants of any other planet. This is due to the law of cause and effect. For if one eats food in mode of goodness increases the body. Actually, this goodness and all Prabhupada is incorporated in its Gunan word has come. Gunan adhyate, according to gunas. But he particularly mentions mode of goodness, Prabhupada. basically phalam palakaranam palena palakaram अनुमीयते चतुर्मास्य रही गौड़े वैष्णव चलीला रूप गोसाई महाप्रभु चरणे रहीला. So after Chaturmasya, for 4 months they resided and then they went back. Those devotees who had come from Bengal. Then Rupa Goswami stayed back. Ekadina Rupa Karena Nataka Likana Achambite Mahaprabhu Rahaila Agamana. Rupa Goswami was writing his book. He was writing drama Nataka. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu suddenly appeared there. Sambrame Duhi Uti Dandavata Haila Duhi Alangiya Prabhu Asane Vashila. So this is how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu empowered Rupa Goswami to reveal. Other part of this what now I was about to read, this I will take up little in the next session. Why? Because there is lot connected with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's contribution, Rupa Goswami, how he has revealed it. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Any questions, comments? काव्य प्रकाश था आपको? काव्य प्रकाश के बारे में नहीं. भट्टी काव्य था ना, भट्टी. दैट इज ऑन रामायण. रामायण के ऊपर है ये. काव्य प्रकाश पूरा मंडेन है, ऐसा ही है, लवर्स के बारे में. हरे कृष्णा.